relax, and enjoy another Resin Crafting with Chris Collected. Today, I'm going to do this tray along with those little love to the side and go ahead and finish off the rest of those half-done pieces that you've seen for the last month or so. Because this is actually a double episode. Last week I did not do an episode. I was a little bit busy with some home repairs. And so at the end of the day, I was just like, I just didn't have time to film. I had some people in the house and I didn't want, to be filming and doing resin and all that at the same time. So I just didn't have the time. And then I did do one and then ended up not being done. So I was like, I'll just do it next week. And so today's a nice big episode. All right, so I've made the resin and all that. I put in some glitter and now I'm gonna put in some yellow glitter as well. But of course I need some powders. This was a little kit that I bought a while back that was all neon colors. And so I got some bright pink and some kind of like a dark red. Really beautiful. Or maybe more of like a purple. What do you think? Put it in the comments. I guess more of a purple, but maybe a fuchsia? What color do you call that? Now I'm going to do the other color. And as you can see, it's gotten a lot warmer in my house. That's in fact, it's actually over 100 degrees outside. Arizona is already over 100, so wherever you are in the world, just think about that. It could be hotter. All right, let's take a good look at it. As you can see, the one on the left is a little more clear and the one on the right is nice and thick and a little more solid. And I think in the demolding later, trust me, it's going to be so good. All right, now it's time to pour some resin. If you've seen this channel before, you would know I love to do this style where I'm going to pour all around the rim in one color, and then I'm going to flood coat it with the other. So sit back, relax, and watch the resin pour. Now that was nice and easy. Now I'm going to go ahead and just pour the rest of this one out. And hopefully your week is as easy as this resin pour was. Now that it's all poured, I was a little impatient, and so I decided to just move it a little bit left and right, because at this point I also realized, oh no, I don't actually have enough of the really bright pink to just like flood coat this whole thing like I was planning. And so I, let it go all the way to one side. Now I'm going to let it go all the way to the other side. And then go ahead and actually wait 24 hours for me, but for you, you actually waited a whole week. And so I will go ahead and get this done, but of course I will need more resin for that. And so bear with me as I go ahead and move this around and get it ready for the next batch. Nice and slow. This stuff pours really thick. if you've been watching this channel for a little while, you know what color I'm going to be using. I've been trying to use up all my colors, and next time I will be using up solid black, black 2.0. So stay tuned. It's going to be a really good demolding. But I did have a little bit left over, and so I decided to do these little letters that say love. All right, so I went ahead and waited 24 hours and realized that I needed more resin, so here I am pouring some more. So now that I have some nice new windows in my house, and I finally had a chance to do the next part of this, I went ahead and made some resin, spun it up, all that good stuff you know about, and added some solid black 2.0, some glitter, some more glitter, even more glitter, you know how I am, and some more of that red that I used last time, or maybe a purple, fuchsia, whatever you want to call it. I figured that way it would blend with what I already used. And plus, I did really love it. I thought it was such a cool color. And this one you can see it sunk really deep down, because that is acrylic ink is what it is. From Culture Hustle. It's out from the UK. Look at that color. I mean, it is solid as night. All right, so I'm going to pour the black onto the back of this tray, and it's going to make such a lovely color. Because all those bright colors are going to be just be muted, but they're going to be so nice. Stay tuned for the demolding and enjoy some more resin pouring. As this resin is super thick, I had to do the same thing I did last time and let it just, kind of go left and right and fill in all those gaps. But when that didn't happen, you know me, I'm impatient. I'm going to get a stick. Look at that stuff, it just wasn't moving. And I had a little bit of overpour, so I got it that too. Alright, so as I said at the beginning of this video, I wanted to finish up all the rest of the little stuff that had the last month or so I've done. So this is a tray that you would have seen from a few episodes. And again, anytime you put black on something that has a really light color, it's going to darken it up, and it just makes it look so regal and beautiful. But of course, it's still going to have all that glitter in it too, so it's going to look cool. As you can see, there's all these little ridges in this one. So I will have to take a little Q-tip or something and get in there. If you remember this one is either a wine stopper or you can use it as a knob. I mean the American type knob, not the British guy. I did have a bunch left over, so this is a little bonus piece. I just absolutely loved this color, and I was like, well, I'm going to make a whole piece out of this. And so this is actually to hold rings or any kind of little jewelry, and it looks like a flower. And done in this color, I mean, this could be on any store shelf. It's such a beautiful piece when it's done. And finally, I always like to have one of those big continuous box pieces going throughout the year. If you see, I did the red lid and the solid black one a couple weeks ago, and I just had a bunch of this left over, and I just absolutely loved this color so much. I was just like, I have got to do one of these. And so this will be the first piece for the next batch that I'll be finishing up. And I did have a tiny bit of the black left over. I didn't want it to go to waste, so I pulled out this old Kakashi piece that I got off of, I believe, Macari a long time ago, that someone had custom made. Really cool. It basically comes like a little coin that you could use, like, or a pog, if you remember those from back in the day. And it kind of has that feel to it, and it demolds real easy. Now, this took me 24 hours, but simply it will be a transition for you. Now for the demolding time. Relaxing content for adults. All right, first up, if you're not familiar, this is Kakashi from Naruto. And I will need to fill in all of those little lines with like a white or something. And I think it's going to look really good then. This piece, if you ever see me demold one before, is always a little pain in the butt, but I do love it. Because when it gets out, it just ploops out. But I did have to go ahead and use a little bit of water. And now I was able to get it out. All right, let's see that one more time. Not as fun as the last one, but I still love doing it. And as you can see, this piece, I mean, turned out perfect. It has all these little bits still suspended. Because this is such a heavy resin, things seem to be floating more in it than sinking. So it's a good thing, you know? This piece, it filled out all the sides really well and did a little bit on the top. So I think I need a little bit more and I'll finish that one off. This one's a nice, easy demold. And as you can see, it was a really bright color, but all that black underneath of it has really calmed it down and turned it into like a nice regal emerald green. And that glitter is shining through, and I like how the side is still light color. It looks really good. This piece was a little tricky to demold, but not too complicated. It just had, some sharp, rounded angles on it, so it took a little bit. The piece was definitely worth it in the end. As you can see here, the color is already looking beautiful. Now that I got that center stem out, let's take a look at it. Look at that. Look how light and airy it is. It just looks so beautiful. And it gets so shiny. These pieces are always, because they're so rigid, not a super difficult demold, but it does take a little bit. But look at that. Anytime you have that black backing, just like before, it's going to make it a lot darker and just changes overall how the feel of a project is. But it does look so good because those sides are still so clear, especially on a side angle. It just looks so good like that. And then look at it from the front, it's so dark. So it just hit perfectly. For me, I think that's a perfect piece. And I had one last little thing. This is the one from the beginning. It says love. And I would love for you to continue to watching, liking, subscribing, commenting, all those wonderful things. Thank y'all so much. I'll try to put out lots more shorts. I know I've been slacking. So thank y'all for showing me the love, hitting me over 500 subscribers and everything. Thank y'all so much. My name is Chris Collected. Remember to trust in yourself, honor yourself and others, and create a world that is safer for everybody. See y'all next week. Or if not, have a great nap. Bye, y'all.